Yay! I have a new church reaction video for you. If you don't know, I do these every Thursday on my YouTube channel, which you're on right now. Or if you're not on, you're on YouTube at least. So go check on over. I have a bunch of other great stuff for you. But you might notice from last week's, I'm wearing the same shirt because I actually, it's 10 minutes later from when I recorded that because I am in Milwaukee. I was just in Austin. Thank you to everyone who came out to the shows. But I just want to get right into this reaction, and I'm excited about this one. I haven't watched this clip at all. I just saw the title, and I chose it because I actually have the recording. I don't have the video, but I have the audio. So this is from episode number 765 of The Church, and it's the title of it. I apologize. Let me pull it up here. Is Lee gets announced as Lee SWATT in San Diego, and so, like I said, I have the full reaction. So I'm just trying to get back to that page here. There we go. I have the full audio, which I'll put in later. Let's watch the clip first, and then I'll put my audio recording of it happening. Oh my God, it was terrible. So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure Joey will go over it in the clip, but just very quickly. I was opening up for Steve Simone at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and I got announced as the wrong name. If you don't know, my name is Lee Syatt. And SWAT is not, I've heard Syatt. I've heard terrible pronunciations of my name. But this is one that still gets brought up to me to this day. So let's see how Joey probably tortured me about it. I remember a little bit, but I don't remember exactly what he said. So let's find out.
Lee went down to San Diego with his mom, and they were having a good night.
Yep.
And Steve Simone was very nice, and he asked Lee to open up the show. And before this, for the last 3 weeks, I have been laughing at this by myself because I know, I tell you guys that if you're an accountant or a banker, once somebody comes to you with a problem, you've been doing it so long, and you can figure it out. You could tell them the answer just from listening to what they're telling you. You know, Lee calls me up. I go, how'd you do? That Monday night, he had gone up at the Comedy Store. He did great. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday. He went to La Jolla, and he said he did the same set. But on the way up, something happened on the way to the dance. When he got to La Jolla, Lee was already, his mom was in the audience. He's ready.
I remember, just before we get to it, I remember calling Joe, and he just laughed. I told him this on the phone, and he just laughed hysterically. It just, oh my God. And like, you know, Joey's laugh makes anybody laugh.
Go up on stage, and the guy is playing the piano, and he's singing songs, right? The guy just sits there for an hour in La Jolla. And between you and me, you want to shoot yourself. He's the nicest guy in the world. I love him to death. I've known him for 20 plus years.
He is very nice, and he's a good singer, but it's true. If you go to the La Jolla Comedy Store, hopefully I don't know if he's still there or not, but there's a little piano in the back corner by the stage, and he sings like, not oldies, but just older songs, and he's a pretty good singer. But he sits there for the opening of this show. I forgot that he said he wanted to shoot yourself. That's hysterical.
He's Vicky Barbelak's husband.
Yep.
But he's up there playing the piano. Oh, that old black magic got me in its spell. And after 20 minutes, you want to shoot yourself. You're like, why am I listening to this bar mitzvah music for? So anyway, he plays the music. He does a great job with it. He really does. He's playing the piano. He's like a one-man band. And every once in a while, he brings a guitar player friend who
I didn't see that.
days from dying from cancer. Was he down there that night?
No, just him.
Play the guitar. He's got like a guitar friend that looks like he's 3 days away from chemo. Like, he's done. Even the chemo threw him out. They were like, listen, we can't do that with you. This guy's a relic, and he's up there like playing the electric guitar.
Oh no!
You think you're in a dream? You think you're like, I'm living in a dream? This is not how. Lou.
No, Lou's the piano player.
The piano player. Yeah. That's his name. So it wasn't Lou who messed up your name?
It was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were saying it was the guitar.
No. The guy's name is Lou, and I love Lou. For years, every time you saw Lou, you're like, Lou. So Lee's about to go on stage. He's on the side. He's at La Jolla Comedy Store. His heart is into it. And all of a sudden, Lou goes, are you guys ready
Yeah. So so let me just set the stage a little bit. I've been to the La Jolla Comedy Store before with Steve and Joey, and I had great, not always great, but good sets. And the staff is great. Mike Vinn manages it, one of the best places, and it's important. I mean, it's not. It's like obviously not even like as a down thing. It's not the Hollywood Comedy Store, but it's still the Comedy Store. And I as a comic, you want to do well every time, but anytime you want to, like, especially for like bigger name clubs, you want to do very well. And I'm nervous before every set, and not to mention my mom's there, and I want to do well in front of her. I don't want to bomb in front of her. I actually don't think I had bomb. I didn't always do great, but the few times she's seen me, I've done okay, pretty well. And I there's also, you don't want to run your time. The host, you also have to remember the person who's going up after you. You have to remember, like, you want to set the show off on a good start. I don't want to let Steve down. There's so many things going about it. So there's so much. I'm so pumped. And by the way, I don't know if I'd say this later on. There was a girl in that I had been talking to online a little bit, and she didn't tell me that she was going to be there, and she was sitting front row, and I saw her as I was walking up. So all this together, and then this happens.
A beautiful night in La Jolla, and they clap, yay, you know. Steve Simone's in the house, let him hear it again. Are you ready for a great night at the Comedy Store? Yay. Coming to the stage, Mr. Lee SWATT. Yep. Listen to me. And it was funny because I always ask him how he did, and he goes, I did okay. It sucked. I didn't do good or whatever. This time he was like, I bombed. But then as the story got deeper, he goes, oh, the guy called my name wrong on the way up to the stage. Right there, I knew exactly what happened. He cracked him. Sometimes you just crack as a comic. You hear your name called wrong, and you can't figure it out because you already went through it with him 20 times what your name was. How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce?
I don't know if I'm going to say this because I try not to watch these clips before I react to them, so I can give you guys like an honest reaction. It's true. A, I had been there before. B, I'm almost positive that I don't know, because I know at some point Vicky came up with Lou to do our podcast, and I want to say this was after that. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. But I had done it before, and he literally like 2 minutes before had been like, "What's your name?" Lee Syatt, which, if you're reading it, could look like SWAT, but it doesn't. Syatt and SWAT don't sound very similar.
How do you pronounce that? Look, my name is Joey Diaz. You can't mess that up. Go to Utah, Montana, Wyoming. You will hear dialects of my name that you've never heard before. Especially when I used to do those rooms in Riverfront, Wyoming, and all those. Oh my God! I remember there's a Hindu hotel that does comedy in Wyoming. The nicest family in the world. And they run the hotel. The hotel smells funny. You can't wait to get the hell out of there. There was no late check-in. Like, stay, my friend. You could stay.
Just very quickly, it's funny. I had never stayed in a hotel run by an Indian family before, and I stayed in one in Milwaukee last year when I left LA, and they have the entire family living there, and they would cook. It smelled. I like Indian food, so to me, I could smell it, but it definitely doesn't smell like the Holiday Inn. I never experienced that before. It smells like delicious Indian food. I almost knocked on the door.
You're like, I got to get out of here. The smell of your sandals give me a headache. The whole hotel got the coronavirus. Because of the smell of the sandals. I didn't even know what hummus smelled like. I don't
No, they don't eat
hummus.
They're
nice people.
Indians.
And I still remember going up there, and the guy brought me, like, Diaz.
Right.
I know this story. And you could sit with me for days and go, I thought about it. I really didn't crack. But listen, I've been there. Because I was doing comedy at that time about 4 years, and I had never heard my name. And I'm all fired up. I'm about to feature and stuff. And all of a sudden, the Hindu brought you up. Like he was the house MC.
Oh no.
And he was also the hotel, the front desk clerk. You have no idea. This is what people don't know. This is what people don't know. And you're sitting there going, what? And there's a bunch of white people in the room, and he's up there and doing it up. Like, coming to the stage. And you're like, this is not happening. This cannot be happening in my life. Why did I get into comedy? And all of a sudden the guy just hacked up my name. Like, this man, his name is Joey Diaz or something. And as soon as I heard disease, it's like disease. I went up there and just died a slow death. I remember I ran upstairs and packed my bags and I ran the hell out of that hotel. I didn't even spend the night.
Oh no!
I drove
I've done that from Vegas,
bombing, and I couldn't get over the smell and him calling me disease. Where did you get disease? The diseases. So people have no idea how fear, like. You have to be so cool to come.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened, and there was just so many things. I did a similar act, but it just that cracked me. They left the lights on. It was freezing cold for some reason, and just all of that together is one of my most disappointing. I remember after the show, people would go up to Steve. And Lucas Earl opened up too, and they'll be like, "Good show, Steve. Good show, Lucas." And then let's not even talk to Lee. So let's see here. I'm going to you'll see a quick cut here because I'm going to find that clip, and I'll put it in, but I want to listen to it too with you guys. So let me just find it really quick. All right, I have the date for you. It was February 6th of 2020. February 6th. God. Yeah, we weren't even wearing masks yet on the church, but COVID was coming. So I'm going to listen to it, but we'll play it now, and you'll be able to hear it with me. And you might even, I'm sorry, you might hear a little bit of an echo because I'm playing it off my phone for myself.
This person to be your host. He's your MC, favorite of the Hollywood Comedy Store. Let's give a big warm up for Lee SWATT.
First of all, I'm not a favorite at the Hollywood Comedy Store. I've been there, but I'm not a favorite. But he said it was such conviction coming to the stage, Lee SWATT. Jesus Christ. Oy. I still, that bomb still lives with me. Coming to the stage, Lee SWATT. I don't think I addressed it, but let's find out.
Give it a balloon, everybody. That's all going. Give it a balloon. He's for the real piano.
Again, I'm going to give it up for Lou. No, yeah, I did not address it. Oh, my God. And I'm definitely not, because that bomb, that woo that I got going to the stage was my biggest applause of the night. So that was a rough set. So that's it. Thank you guys very much. I'll never forget that, but that was hysterical to listen to, and it is good. As you guys know, and I'll be going over it later on in the series. Joey tortured me about a lot of my life choices, but with that one, it was just like a comic to comic. It was funny just how he just knew exactly where I'd been. And oh yeah, I guess Disease might be a little bit worse than SWAT. Who knows? Maybe they're the same. But let's hope I don't have that happen again. But I'm sure I will. Luckily, you can't really mess up Lee. I guess you could, but it just rhymes with stuff. People just make Lee, I make you pee, stuff like that. So I've heard everything. So that's the infamous Lee SWATT. I was going through my my sets earlier, getting ready for some shows, and I found that, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually have him saying it. So enjoy that, and don't forget to subscribe so you get to see more of these every Thursday. All right, guys,